What's up? What's happening? What's popping? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Simone with the Sports. I'm Simone, bringing you guys daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here, and you haven't already subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you stop what you're doing, leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the many links down below. The first link is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. The second link is to shop the official Simone with the Sports merch collection. Get you the classic tee, the wavy tee, or the brand new fly or die crew neck for all of my Birds fans. Guys, we've got some news to get into. First, turn your notification bells on, y'all. But y'all, I just got a Woj tweet. So I've been watching the Bucks-Bulls game, and you know, anytime you get a tweet from Woj, you got to take a double look, because you know, who knows what Woj about to be saying. We're going to get into some really bad news that we got, but Alex Caruso, they say, is undergoing examinations for a possible concussion. Not sure what happened to him, because I was setting up for this video. But y'all, we got a lot to get into, starting with the fact that Joel Embiid does have a ligament injury. There is damage to his ligament in his right thumb. So that is huge for the Sixers, y'all, and it's kind of like, it's always some shit, y'all. It's always some bullshit. It's always up there, y'all. If it ain't one thing, it's a freaking other. So we know last night, yesterday during the day, we dropped the game to the Raptors. I still have us closing out the Raptors. We've built enough of a lead, I feel like, to close out the Raptors. But y'all, I don't know what this means. I really don't. Yesterday, Joel Embiid was definitely out of sync. He definitely did not look like himself. And I didn't know if that was from fatigue. You know, we had a game just go to overtime, the traveling. I didn't know if that was just fatigue and a combination of the thumb, or if it was just the thumb. But now that is confirmed that he is going to need surgery on the thumb, they say he would get his surgery in the off season. That surgery, they say, will require about 3 to 4 weeks of recovery. Now that we know he actually does have a damage to his thumb, I'm really concerned, y'all, about going forward in the playoffs, what this team is going to look like, because we know without Joel Embiid, we stand no fighting chance at a championship title or the Eastern Conference Finals. So y'all, let me know. I just don't know, y'all. Like, I feel like we'll see this next game how Joel looks, and that's really how I'm going to determine everything off of the next game. But do y'all think he can play through this? Do y'all think we can have still a successful postseason? At least in my mind, successful postseason, at least making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. We know that this East is going to be tough. The Eastern Conference Finals will either be facing what it's looking like right now, the Celtics or the Bucks. So just a super tough matchup in the Eastern Conference Finals. So just making it there, in my opinion, with how tough this East has been this season, would be a successful season for me. But I just don't know the level of concern for Joel Embiid. And like I said, y'all, it's always some bullshit. Like, we can never catch a freaking break. But at the same time, I'm still staying positive, because out of all the injuries, and people get injured, I mean, it's a bang-bang sport, especially as a big man. But I'm just staying positive because, I mean, it's huge. It's a thumb or his shooting hand. But at the same time, he believes he can play through it. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But guys, I want to get into some more stuff as well. So right now, the Celtics are up 3-0 on the Brooklyn Nets. Like I said, you guys watch my videos. If you're watching this video, you should probably watch my videos. I was not scared about the Nets going into this freaking playoffs. A lot of teams were like, fan bases were like, oh, I don't want to have to play the Nets in the first round or second round. Boom, 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 boom. The Nets, y'all, this Nets performance, first of all, hats off, tips off to the Boston Celtics. Hat tip to Jason Tatum, who has been a huge fueler of their defense and offense, just going crazy for the team. The Nets are playing an amazing basketball right now, and they're playing a great defense on Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But y'all, even before this Celtics series, I've been saying this, the Nets have been playing very uninspired, just late down the stretch to the playoffs. The Nets have been playing very uninspired. It's been so many games I watched, y'all, leading up to the playoffs, where the Nets just carelessly blowing leads to much lesser teams like the Pacers, the Cavs. They took a loss to the Hawks late in the season that really messed up, that could have put their seeding in jeopardy, bumped them down much lower. then going into the playoffs as the 7th seed. They were playing really just uninspired down the stretch. So I'm not surprised at all. Like, you guys know I picked the Celtics in the Celtics-Nets matchup because, like I said, I don't know. And it's probably just a combination of fatigue and a combination of just being fooled. I mean, Kevin Durant has championships. Kyrie already has a championship. And those guys are up there in age. So it's probably just a combination of Ryan Clark said it best. It's hard to eat when you're full. You know, when you're still young and hungry, like the Celtics, those are young, hungry dogs. They're still trying to get there. They're trying to get their first ring. It's hard to stay motivated, stay a dog when you've already won, when you've already accomplished so many things like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving has already accomplished. So I think it's a combination of a great defense by the Celtics, just kind of laziness, lacklusterness from the Nets, and a combination of just old age from the players on the Nets. So I'm not surprised by that at all. But like I said, I'm tipping my hats off to the Celtics because the Celtics are battling it out. And y'all, if we make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, like I said, I would see us playing the Celtics or the Bucks. The Bucks right now, like I said, got the game on right now. They still handling the Bulls, you know what I'm saying? They said, do away with all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all had us in game 2, but we back even without Chris Middleton. So it's looking like the Bucks will advance and the Celtics will advance. So it'll be Bucks, Celtics in that round before the Eastern Conference Finals. So I have no idea who to pick between Celtics and Bucks. Both of those teams are playing great right now. I mean, the Bucks are going to have the best player on the court in Giannis. But the Celtics have a really strong unit, but the Bucks have a really strong overall unit as well. So that clash between the Celtics and Bucks, y'all, that's going to be an amazing series to watch. I really feel like whoever wins that series, I definitely feel like will end up winning the East. Of course, barring any injuries, because that changes everything. But when it comes to Celtics, Bucks, I definitely have the winner of that series winning the East. But y'all, on our side of things, tonight, the Hawks and Heat play. The Heat are up 2-1. Like I said, I'm manifesting that we're going to move past the Raptors. We're already up 3. We just need to get one more win. We need to get 1 out of 3 wins against the Raptors, and I do believe we will do that. So we are up right now 3-1 on the Raptors. So I do have us advancing even still with the thumb injury. But my question is, Hawks Heat, who would you all rather play out the Hawks Heat matchup? Kyle Lowry is sidelined. I don't know how the Heat are going to bounce back and adjust for that. Kyle Lowry is still sidelined. So we'll see how long his timetable is for return. And then also for the Atlanta Hawks, they're still trying to wait to get Clint Capella back. So this matchup could get very interesting, really just depending on how well Trae Young plays, because as we see in this Heat-Hawks matchup, it's really dependent on Trae Young doing his part for the Atlanta Hawks. So honestly, y'all, just a random prediction. I feel like whoever wins this game tonight between the Hawks and the Heat will end up winning that series, because if the Heat go up 3-1, I do think that the Heat would be able to close it out. But on the flip side, if the Hawks even the score at 2-2 and get Clint Capella back, I think the Hawks are going to be scrappy and going to be that team that guts out the win, just fueled off that motivation of winning 2 games back-to-back at home. But we will be playing the winner of Hawks Heat. That will decide who goes on to the Eastern Conference Finals to play the winner of Bucks Celtics. With a healthy Joel Embiid, I definitely think we'll be able to beat the Hawks or the Heat. I definitely think when it comes to the Hawks and Heat, we have the best player on the court, Joel Embiid, and I definitely think a healthy Joel Embiid will get us to the Eastern Conference Finals past the Hawks or Heat. The only thing that concerns me about the Heat, playing the Heat, if Kyle Lowry is back, the Heat are a very deep team. They are a very deep team. There's so many guys on that team that can knock down shots offensively for the Heat. You got dead men knocking down shots, getting putbacks, getting rebounds. You got PJ Tucker, that corner shot still hot, knocking them down. Of course, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Bam, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. You got 7 guys on that team. Okay, we'll take out Deadman, but with PJ Tucker, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero coming off the bench, and Duncan Robinson, that's 6 guys that can be taken that you don't want to have the ball in their hands. That's 6 guys on the Heat that you do not want to have the ball in their hand. And that game against the Hawks Heat, that last game, where the Heat could have went up 3-0 on the Hawks. The Heat had an inbound with 4 seconds left, and the thing that was scary, anybody could have took that last. You don't want anybody to have that ball. With everybody that was on the court, I believe Tyler Hero was on the court, Jimmy Butler was on the court, Bam was on the court, and PJ Tucker, and I want to say maybe Duncan Robinson. You don't want any of those guys to have the ball for the Heat with 4 seconds left, and just a bucket would get them a win. So the Heat just have so much depth. They're just such a very well-balanced team. That's what concerns me the most about the Heat versus the Hawks, which are more top-heavy and now the Hawks, they have a good team too, but they're definitely Trae Young reliant and Trae Young driven versus the Heat team that's super balanced. So that's what concerns me about a matchup with the Heat, especially if Joel Embiid isn't 100%. That's what has me concerned. But y'all, this is just a state of the Eastern Conference video. Anything else I want to add? I mean, the Kyrie Irving KD slander on Twitter, that's really tired. KD and Kyrie are already solidified. Their basketball legacy is already solidified. These are veteran players that are just still playing and just lucky to still be healthy at this time of their career and can still play on this level. So I really just, it's so many Kevin Durant haters just on the internet. I don't know if it's just mad OKC fans still, mad Warriors fans. But y'all, KD and Kyrie, they're already stamped. So don't be trying to comfort them and try to degrade their career off this series, and give some respect to the Boston Celtics. But y'all, make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Check out the links down below. And until I talk to you guys next time, bye.